Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Minimal Monday Wrap-Up. Minimal Monday Wrap-Up number 58. I will try and keep these little videos a little shorter because I think 23 minutes or 20 minutes is a little too long for a wrap-up. So let's see if I can keep it under 15 this week. Alright, so please join me in this week's wrap-up. Last week I forgot all about Ivan Makarov's wonderful photograph, but that is not the reason why I gave him this week's my Fav of the Day award. He posted this wonderful winter scene that shows a fence in a snowy landscape, and I think of this image as I think this image is a very smart image. First of all, what I like to say about this is it reminds me of one of my favorite photographers, Chuck Kimmerly. He is a photographer, landscape photographer, fine art photographer based out of Wyoming, and this is almost the same style as Chuck shoots, and very minimal, smart. He loves rhythms too, and even when he saw this fence, he knew he had something special. I like the rhythm this fence is creating, but I also like the pattern that the fence is making. I think this is a very smart image, very beautiful image, very simple. Just using the rule of thirds, but still, this is minimalism at its best. Ivan, I think this is a deserved winner for this week. Congratulations. This is definitely something I would shoot as well when I would see it. All right, let's move on. Matt Anderson posted this crazy fantastic photograph this week. I had a hard time deciding on who to give my Fav of the Day award to, but I gave it to Ivan because it was a little bit more minimal, but Matt's photograph does win it on it's an image that has a lot of meaning, or it can mean a lot to different people. What I like about this image is, it's a pretty stark image. The lonely tree in between two, I think, dense forests. And what I like about this image is the fact that the trees are leaning in from the side inwards, and it's almost like what it reminded me of was this lone tree in the middle is maybe an artist, maybe a musician, maybe a poet, maybe, and the other trees are like intrigued. What the hell is this little tree doing? What the hell, what does he have to say, right? And so they're leaning in. They are interested in, even if you look at the kind of trees, but I guess they call it a species of trees. The middle tree is different than the other trees. And that makes it, interesting. Really beautiful image, and photographed in a really interesting way. Placing the subject on the bottom, using a lot of negative space. Beautiful photograph, Matt Anderson. Beautiful tree, beautiful work. The next photograph I'd like to feature is one by one of the regulars, Benoit Renault. He photographed a seascape this week, or he submitted a seascape this week. And that's really interesting because there's stuff going on in this composition that is it had me kind of puzzled for a minute. You have this beautiful leading line of this the buoys, but it is obviously a longer exposure than a little snap, and you see that the buoys have moved in between or in the sequence. Um, and they moved in such a way that they were practically still almost, and then they moved a little bit, and then almost like there was a ship going by or something, and then the wake died down, and you can see that in the foreground. It has a there's sections of these buoys that are sharper actually, and then they have made their impression, and then the buoy moved. And really interesting image. I like the gradient in the sky. Simple, half and half. Gorgeous light in the foreground too, in the foreground water. Beautiful, beautiful study. Ocean study number 42. Benoit calls it. Really, really nice. Well, yeah, doing seascapes here. Stefan Barla. Oh, I'm pronouncing your name wrong, probably. Added this beautiful photograph of this, huge rock this week, and what I like about this photograph is how dark it is. But it is dark, but without losing the sense of light. Like the light on the water is gorgeous, and Stefan kept detail in the rock too, ever so slightly. If you look at film photography, this would be a zone 2. And I love the sun going down too with an amazing sky. This is a beautiful, beautiful photograph. Place the subject a little bit to the right, but the sun compensates that. Cool. A little bit too bad that there was a contrail from an aircraft, but yeah, there's little you can do about that. And if you want to Photoshop it out, then yeah, go ahead. But it kind of gives you that, a pointer as well. But sometimes, you have to press the shutter almost, right? And those contrails, sometimes they're there and they're on the right spot or they're on the wrong spot. Andy Gray posted a beautiful lone tree winter scene this week. Andy, I think, is a first-time submitter. Welcome. What I like about this photograph is Andy used a shorter exposure time. So you see every individual snowflake on the tree falling from the sky, obviously. You can, when it is snowing and you're outside, you can go both ways. Either use a short shutter speed and freeze all the flakes, or use a long shutter speed and use those flakes as kind of a veil over top of your image. You will have a little bit less contrast, but that can simplify your scene as well. And when it is snowing, snow actually acts like fog almost. It can simplify a scene too. If it's snowing heavy, your background will disappear, and this is exactly what happened in Andy's situation. The image is the subject is centered on the vertical axis, and that's okay. I mean, it's I like how the background kind of comes from both ways. You have the horizon line and then the trees, kind of holding that center spot in place, and don't your eye gets focused on the tree, and that's what is important. The next photograph, and you'll notice we are going through this a little faster than usual. I'm trying to do this in one take. Fingers crossed. All right. The next photograph I'd like to feature is Nathan Wirtz. Nathan is working on a new series, and this one is a color photograph. I don't remember or recall seeing color work from Nathan, so maybe this is a first. It's definitely interesting to see him, using color. Color photography is a whole different animal. I sucked at it, so I just, I I simply went back to black and white because I couldn't do it. Some people can combine the two. I am a firm believer of doing one thing and doing it good, or doing it, properly. Nathan obviously has a talent for both, so good on you. What I like about this photograph is either this is photographed during sunrise, sunset, and the golden light is illuminating this rock, or this was photographed after the sunset, and Nathan painted a little light on it. Could be it. I don't really care. It's a beautiful image. Just enough foreground detail. This is almost photographed. I don't know if this is photographed on film or not. It definitely has that feel. What I like too is if you photograph these things, the worst thing you can do is, let your horizon line cut through rocks, in my opinion. Or even worse, make the rock touch the horizon line. That is, in my book, a big no-no. It just, if you think compositionally, you are creating an intersection of, or a spot in your photograph that creates tension where it doesn't need to have tension, right? And Nathan, how he saw this was he used he used the water reflection, or the light reflecting off the water, as a divider between the horizon line and his rock in the foreground. And if you think about it, the rock will make an impression in the sand, so you'll have a little concave area where the water spills in, and that beautiful. And Nathan saw this obviously, and the water line, the foreground water line, beautifully encapsulates the rock. Really cool photograph, Nathan. I'm interesting to see more work in color actually. I like where this is going. Good luck with that. All right, next one is a photograph by Quincy Jefferson, and this he photographed a rock, a long exposure photograph. What I like about this photograph is the birds. The birds definitely give it a little bit more of a obviously they're animals, but of a human world context. And doing long exposure photographs with animals or birds in this case in the shot is always I think is always fun. I did once. I did one once in Nova Scotia, and the bird sat there for like 2 minutes without moving. So if you're lucky, it can work out really good. So what I like about this is the light on the rock is really, the textures in the rock is that is beautiful. The light around the rock and the subtle reflection. A cool sky too. Beautiful work, Quincy. All right, here's the next photograph is by my guy Chris Schofield. You've seen my post too, where I talked about why I like going out with Chris. We can stand next to each other in the same field, photographing the same thing, and come up with different, a different interpretation of a scene. This is definitely a deviation from Chris's his normal work. If you read his post, you'll see that he was contemplating, or he told me he was contemplating on adding two photographs to the team, either this one or a darker photograph, which he kind of described to me, and I can't wait to see that one. But this week he added a high key photograph to Minimum Monday, and it's kind of out of the ordinary for him. Chris's work is usually rather dark, gloomy, but yeah, I like this. Maybe you should lighten up, buddy. I like his Road to 3. Just 3 simple green bins on the prairie. That's what we love to photograph. So yeah, great job, Chris. And I have a couple more photographs to show you. This one by Francis. Wait, let me just get my French on. Francis Gagnon. Yeah, I need to make him. Speaking French and speaking English uses total different areas of my brain. Francis, I'll pronounce it in English. Francis added a beautiful winter scene to the theme this week. Nice group of trees, 4 trees actually, and then there's this one tree that. This is another one of those photographs with a message. The fifth tree. Oh crap! I have a problem with seeing trees. Anyways, fifth tree wants to be part of the group, so to speak, or maybe he's an outcast, right? It's kind of a. That's what I like about this photograph. It tells a story, almost the same like with Matt Anderson's photograph in the beginning. It tells a story, and that is, if you see scenes like this, think beyond. I'm photographing a group of trees. Think beyond that, because I can, people will see this, or your viewer is able to see this or interpret the scene differently than you are. You have interpreted it, so they can add a meaning to something that is not obvious to you. So yeah, Francis photographed this really well. There's a little detail in the snow, very simple, nice gradient over top, done. Right, beautiful photograph. Alright, there's an exception. Now I'm going to start the exceptions. I have 5 exceptions for you to share with you guys. The first one is by Jamal Elias. He photographed this, or he submitted this. I have no idea what it is. It looks like a something that leads into a lake or so where you can jump off. I don't know what it is. It's definitely not a landscape, but it is a beautiful photograph. Again, there's no question in my mind that I will not enter or walk on this, because I think the sign is held up by barbed wire too. So that's another one of those meaningful images. That's why I want to That's why I want to share it to you. It could have been a your classic long exposure water scene. If Jamal composed the photograph without the sign gives it meaning now, and I definitely do not want to enter that particular scene. Beautiful gradient in the water, beautiful light spot on the end of the let's call it a pier, and I like that little bit of movement in the buoy on the right. Great minimal work. Thanks for entering, because I think Jamal, this is your first entry too, right? So yeah, do enter some more work. I like what I'm seeing. And then exception number 2, which is a technically it is a landscape, but it is I don't think it's very minimal, but it's very beautiful. Is the photograph by Nate Parker. Give Nate a tilt shift lens, and I think he's the happiest guy in the world. He photographed this group of trees again, but what I, as a classical landscape photographer, what I'm trying to do with a tilt shift is definitely different than what Nate Parker is doing with a tilt shift. What I like about this is he selected the trees to be in focus, and only the trees to be in focus, and that's you can only do with a tilt shift. I mean, you can shoot this wide open and hope for the best, but then your background will be as sharp as the trees, because those are basically infinity. But if you can tilt the lens backward, that's tilt, right? Yeah. Then you have a very thin slice of, or you're able to have a very thin slice of focus and I'm pretty sure this is how Nate has done it. How Nate has done it. Yeah, your typical 4x5 kind of frame, beautifully composed. I like Nate's work. You should if you don't know him, be sure to circle him. All right, exception number 3, Robert Mann. I like Robert's work. Ever since I got I think I've seen his work first on, I believe it was Twitter. Somebody retweeted one of his tweets, and I believe it was Robert has. I don't know if he has shared this. Oh crap! Sorry, I'm over 20 minutes again. I'm so sorry. I hope it was a little bit more interesting. Anyways, what I like about Robert's work is that he can, without he can make he can make a door frame look sexy. You go like, how do you mean? Check his website. Maybe he posted it already on Google Plus too, but he has this beautiful dark photograph where of this door that is just open just by a little slit, and the light is poking through, and you just see a nice white line. Is black and white. It's beautiful. Very similar. Well, it's not similar to this, but this could be. Robert called this a aerial photograph, but it's in fact like a crack in a concrete. I would say sidewalk where and the snow got stuck into. This could have been a aerial shot from a river going through, I don't know, like a city almost, or a forest. Again, an image with a meaning. Lovely photo. I love Robert's work. If you don't know him, check him out. You definitely won't be disappointed. All right, exception number 4. This is just if you ever wonder what winter looks like in Canada, this is what it looks like. All right, if it snows here in Alberta, it snows. Snow is really dry here, and it blows all over the place. It's not your romantic big snow. Well, it can happen, but it's usually not your romantic. Big snowflakes are falling from the sky and everything is fluffy, and no, it's like blistering cold, and you get sand blasted by howling winds and fine dry snow. It's hell. Anyways, I like this photograph. It's very simple. This reminds me of me driving on the road, and only Canadians can do this at 120 kilometers an hour. But beautiful leading line, nice curve. Yeah, simple. That's what I like to see. And the very last photograph I like to feature is another exception. This one is by John Dussault. I believe John is from Calgary. Anyways, a beautiful square this week that John posted to do the theme. It's not a landscape per se, but it is a great exercise in observation. They always say, like, when you're hiking, be sure to like every 10 minutes or so, look behind you, look around you, but not only looking around you over top of you too. And when John saw this, I mean, this is very well observed. This contrail goes straight through this little cloud. This is, I believe John called it pierced. This is a beautiful fine art photograph. I like this a lot. All right, so we have come to the end of this week's Minimum Monday in One Take episode. Woohoo! Here's an idea I want to bounce off of you. By the end of last year, I was doing, I was letting guest curators do a wrap up. Now, I'd like to bounce this off of you. I'd like to see. I would be a very happy man if this year I can somehow ask 3 people to curate the team for me, or maybe have a discussion online, like in a video format, on the images that 3 particular photographers I like. I don't know where this sentence is going, but these are the 3 photographers I like to see curate this team. First of all, Joel Dinchelaar, my friend from Holland, from the Netherlands. Joel is, I mean, everybody who is following black and white photographers will have seen Joel's work. I should ask him, right? What do you think? I should or not? Second, one of my favorite minimal photographers is Maria Strumvik. If you don't know Maria's work, go Google her. Who was I thinking of for the third photographer? Anyways, I'm just totally forgot. Alright, so here's my question. Who would you like to see curate the team? Do you write the name of the photographer that you think is would be a perfect fit for Renault Monday? I'm looking at, of course, the minimalists of our generation. Oh, here we go. Henki, what's his last name? I'm pretty sure I cannot pronounce it correctly. Anyways, Henki Kun. Oh, jeez, I need to look it up. Kunchoro. Anyways, I love to see him curate the team too. If you don't know him, he has just been nominated for the 2014 Hasselblad Masters competition, which is a huge achievement. No doubt in my mind that he is definitely going to be, I think he's going to win it, but I mean, that's me. I'm just a fan of his work. So let me know what photographers you think, would be, what photographers you would like to see curate the team. Let me know in the comments, and maybe I can whip something up. Who knows? All right. Again, I guess I'll see you all next week for another edition of Minimal Monday. And just as a reminder, I am looking for landscape photography, minimal landscape photography. So everything landscape goes. All right. See y'all on next Monday. Bye.